Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, I got a brief reaction of Caleb Williams and Mason Cobb at the media day. Man, they had some very professional statements, man. They look professional. There were several things that I took from those two individuals, man. They just appeared to be the just leaders of the team and how they carried themselves. I want to talk about that briefly, and I want to talk about some of Mason Cobb's statements that he made. Actually have footage of that. Also, we have defensive lineman, 6'4", 300 pounds, Jericho Johnson, California product. He put out his top 4 yesterday, and we want to talk about that as well. USC is involved with that. A lot of people were asking me about Jericho Johnson, like what's going on, what's going to happen with him. Is USC going to get this guy? He's a local product. Well, Northern California, Fairfield, California, but he is a California product. So let's take a look at these two topics real quick, and let's look at the information. Let's go. So this is Jericho Johnson, 6'4", 300 pounds, rated a 4-star. And man, his first step, I'm telling you, watching this film, his first step is unbelievable. He gets through the line pretty quickly. And, you know, USC, when you're talking about defensive tackle, we already got David Pele, but, you know, you couple him with David Pele, man, going to the Big Ten. I think it's going to be, it will be absolute disruption in the backfield. And he's one that we got to get, man. So I think Sean Noah is recruiting him very hard right now. I think it's straight up go time with him. It's only popping. It's only cracking. Let's take a look at Jericho Johnson's numbers real quick. All right, here he is right here. This is him right here. It says 6'3.5", but he's 6'4", 300 pounds. It says 285 here, but he's actually 300 pounds. But On3 has him as a 4-star. Everybody has him as a 4-star. Consistent 4-star, 24/7 Sports, ESPN, and Rivals. Defensive tackle-wise, he's number 19 according to On3, defensive tackle in the country. Number 17 according to 24/7 Sports. 11 according to ESPN, and then Rivals has him as the number 5 defensive tackle. So look, he is a big boy, projected to be a great player. And then anytime you're number 15, 12, and number 16 rated, according to those different sites, player in the state of California, you know you're a big-time player. Fairfield, California here. So that is Jericho Johnson, man. So this is Jericho Johnson. This is a video he put out yesterday. Put out his top here. So you'll see the schools here. But as I stated, 4-star prospect. You see he has Utah there. He's going to put up the different schools. He has USC there. He have Washington and a few other schools. So I think it's very telling. You see Washington right there. But if he had an opportunity to even look at the Pac-12 media deal yesterday, man, I tell you what, George Kliavkoff, he made it very clear that they might be lost in the sauce. So if I was Jericho, I would find my way to USC ASAP. I mean, you know, the opportunity is way more, and I think it'd be fitting for him. Because one thing about it, the Pac-12 right now is not exactly sure. And it was crazy because listening to Kliavkoff, what he said, somebody asked him about the media rights deal. And he said, look, this is not verbatim, but he said this. He said, you know, we have great football players in this conference. And he said that we don't want to put all the attention on the media rights deal. We want to put all the attention to, you know, the football right now. So let's just concentrate on that. And so the reporter in turn asked him then, so you're basically implying that the deal is done. And Kliavkoff kind of took offense to that and said, well, now you're jumping ahead. So basically, it's like, you know, the statement that he made was completely a lost in the sauce statement. You know, right now, it almost appeared that as if he was lying. So if I was a recruit right now, I would not be looking at any school in the Pac-12, bottom line. And I'm not just saying that just because of USC fans, but based on the information that was given out yesterday, it's unclear. The conference could suffer as a whole, not having a meeting. So saying all that to say that Jericho Johnson, man, if I was him, I would be looking elsewhere, specifically with USC when you're talking about media rights deal, because that's going to affect the way the program, you know, feeding the money into the program. That's going to affect the program in a major way. So, but this is Jericho Johnson, put out his top. Let's talk about Mason Cobb and Caleb Williams. yesterday in the media. So this is Mason, Coach Lincoln, and Caleb Williams. These guys were going to the jet yesterday, and one of the things that Mason doing his interview, he was talking about the turbulence, man, flying on one of those little jets. The turbulence was real, was super crazy yesterday. So, but that was kind of funny watching him say that. But here's the thought that I want to leave in some mind. Those who may be considering even coming to USC. Mason Cobb never would have been in this situation last year if he didn't make the decision to come to USC. Now he's here, and clearly, listening to his comments, and we're going to talk about that as well, listening to his comments, he's finding himself in a situation that's just, it's unbelievable. It's almost like a dream. Just even looking at it right now, it's like, wow, Mason Cobb came from Oklahoma State, now here at USC, now one of the leaders on the team. It hadn't been just, he hasn't been voted the captain. You know that the captains have to be voted, but man, clearly he seems to be humble, and he seems to be have leadership skills. And look, man, I think with Mason and Caleb, what they did yesterday, just displaying, and they look good together. The leader on defense, the leader on offense. It really did. It looked like it was the two leaders of this team. And there you see Caleb. And one of the things that I wanted to point out is that Coach Lincoln Riley did. Shout out to Chris. He brought up. Text me on Instagram. He brought up a good point. Lincoln did have Caleb and Mason Cobb along with himself really dressed professional, like they came to a business meeting. They had nothing but serious faces on along with their serious dress, and they look extremely professional. And you've seen other guys in polo shirts, not taking away from anything, but it's just the whole presentation, to me, in my opinion, just appeared to be very, very businesslike. And you can see that Lincoln really did coach these guys up well. So here is Mason. I want to get into some comments that he made yesterday. They were very telling comments, and I think it spoke to the unity of the team and where Mason is and where the team is as far as his leadership, as far as any type of jealousy or anything. Look, he said it was none of that, and it kind of caught him off guard. It kind of surprised him. Let's take a look real quick at Mason Cobb and some of the things that he had to say as it relates to when he first came to USC.
This journey for me, starting from when I was a little kid all the way up, it's kind of crazy, going to Oklahoma State and coming here. Some I talked about my parents, some I, talked about my friends. This is where I wanted to be at. This time of year, and I expected, transferring to go in and kind of like, feel like those guys were like, oh, this guy's trying to step in here and take over, but never once did I feel that way. Shane is my host. Eric and those guys took me in. I never felt no hard feelings from them. I think everyone has the same goal, and I think that's what's important. There shouldn't be any beef or nothing between teammates, because we all want the same thing. Yeah, that was really surprising. I really felt the love there, and how fast the team got close together. It was awesome, man. The spring was the time for me to just showcase me, and I didn't talk much. I'm not a big talker. I kind of just showed them what I could do in the weight room and just led by example. Just put in the work and kind of kept quiet, and then I'd speak up here and there, and the guys started listening and respect me, and I would sometimes we lead warm-ups, calling it out. So I think for me it was just that spring, just getting in there, allowing the guys to see who I am, man, and just started rolling.
All right, we're at.
All right, so that was Mason Cobb, and look, man, displaying absolute leadership, man. So look, that's all I got for you guys today. Until later on, everybody stay blessed, man. Don't forget to make sure you get up, get out, and make some things happen. Fight on, fight on, fight on.